Foaming at the funnel. There is a dairy beside Thomas's branch line at the station where the lines divide to go either to the harbour or to the junction. Every afternoon, special tanker wagons are pushed into the dairy siding. They are filled with milk, and Percy takes them to the junction on his first train every morning. Thomas explained this to Wilbert. He said Wilbert. Thomas told him a great many other details too. Wilbert listened carefully, trying hard to remember them all. The next day, he enjoyed himself. He was a much more powerful engine than Percy, so he found that he could cope easily with Percy's trains. The trucks behaved well too, which was a help. They muttered to each other. One day, Wilbert took loaded stone trucks to the harbour. On his way back with empty ones, he stopped at the station by the dairy and pushed the empty trucks into a siding. He left them and set out towards the junction, pulling a few vans. He thought happily. They met James at the junction. James knew who Wilbert was, of course, and asked how he was getting on. Wilbert chatted excitedly about the jobs he had been given to do that day. James said, and he puffed away. Wilbert continued his journey and reached the dairy station easily, but his fireman was worried about water. He said, the tankers were at the end of the train, so all Wilbert had to do was to push them into the dairy siding. Then he drew forward and stopped beside the hose pipe, said the fireman, and he put the hose into Wilbert's tank. As he turned the tap, the driver spoke to him. The fireman went to reply, but when he returned, he found that Wilbert had stopped at the wrong hose pipe. His tank was full, but not with water. With milk! Gasped the driver. Quickly they put out Wilbert's fire, and the fireman telephoned for help. Thomas came as soon as he could and pulled Wilbert back to the top station. Wilbert's tank was emptied and was given a thorough clean. The next morning, he was quite all right again. Laughed Thomas.